Great day, everybody. I hope that you guys are off to a great start today. I wanted to come on and talk just a little bit about the process and why the process is important. It is so important. Um, I'm going to get right into it. But before I do, for those who do not know me, my name is Latoya Nicole. I am a best-selling author, life coach, counselor, and organizer with SOLO Coaching and Consulting. I am on here today to just drop a few nuggets and then I'm going to let you go about your day about the process. And I want to continue to piggyback off of something a coach friend of mine, something she posted, something I had been reflecting on. So it was like, this is the perfect thing to talk about because it's like we're in the same vein. So let's go with it. Well, basically the process. Now, let me give you a little backstory because I remember I was not fond of the process at all. And I would do anything I could to avoid it. But I didn't realize at the time of me doing that and wanting to avoid the process that I was avoiding personal development. I was avoiding my character being developed. I was avoiding what I would need to surface the traumas that I had endured so that I can heal them. Because as long as something is in your subconscious, you can't really alter that thing. But when something comes from your subconscious to your consciousness, at the state of consciousness, it can be changed. So when dealing with my mindset, I was hindering myself because I kept aborting the process, which is why it took so long for me to get to the point where I am today concerning my mindset. So the process is important because some people remember the things that they've gone through. Some people don't because they've suppressed them so long and so much that they don't even realize this is still in me. And subconsciously, you're living that thing out and you don't even realize it. So when we pray for something and then something completely opposite happens, take it. Just go ahead and process. Not take it, but process it. Just go ahead and go through it. Don't try to avoid it. Don't try to go and seek out some instant gratification because now that would be a desperate measure. Just sit with it, as my coach says, and process it because it's something within whatever just happened that's going to help you and your mindset because the mindset is the foundation. We don't want to build on a faulty foundation. So whatever's coming your way, it has a lot to do with you pruning and processing things that's in your subconscious and making sure your emotional state is lining up with what you're saying out of your mouth. So if you want something, if you're praying about something and you want something, but your mindset is out of whack, you're not being integral because you're saying one thing, but you're thinking something else, or you're feeling something else, or your emotions is emitting something else. So after you've prayed and then you feel like nothing's happening, you know what I'm saying? And then boom, something happens. It's because you may need to work on your mindset because remember, you are the creator of your reality. There are people who still don't believe that, but I'm going to keep saying it until someone sits long enough to think about it and say, you know what? She could be right. And then go and further investigate because you are. Your imagination, what you imagine, you bring forth. So, and your thought processes, you bring that forth. It gives off something, and you brings it back. You attract it back to you. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. You attract it back to you like a magnet. Yeah, your thoughts, what you're emitting, what you're putting off. So you definitely want to take some time and work out that mindset. And sometimes in working out that mindset, you know some kind of storm may come, but don't run from it. Don't try to avoid the storm. Just ride the wave and go through with it because it's trying to process and prune and do something within you, because this is an inside work. That's why we always talk about inner work. There are things inside of us that have to be done. We can pretend I know great pretenders. We can pretend we have it all together. We can pretend something is not bothering us. We can pretend that we don't feel a certain way, but you're only fooling yourself. You're only fooling yourself because at the end of the day, you're pretending. Yeah, some other people may get caught in the crossfire, but it's going to hurt and affect you more than somebody else. And there are people, like I said, who have created these imaginary personas. Like, this is what's going on. Everything's so lovely and everything's so peachy and everything is so perfect. And I'm just all the time. Yeah. And internally, they're all over the place. They're chaotic because they have not gotten to a point where they can be honest with themselves. And that's another thing. We have to start being honest with ourselves. You can't be honest with yourself. I can't trust you to be honest with anyone else. Be honest. It's okay. It's okay to feel how you feel. Acknowledge that, because that's the first step in getting any help or healing that thing, is to acknowledge it. I'm hurting right now, and this is why. How are people going to help you get to the origin and to the bottom of things when you won't even be honest about how you feel? And maybe that could be the reason why people are always trying to avoid the process, because they're not even honest about what's going on. So if you're not honest about what's going on, of course you're going to abort the process, because you got to pretend like nothing's going on. And that is the problem. That is the problem. So when you get coaching, when you go to a counselor or a therapist or whatever resource that you have, be honest, because people can't help you unless you're honest with yourself. Now, there are some discerning people and they could see right through it, but no one's going to force a door open that you won't open. That's a violation. So possibly that could be the reason why the processes are one of the reasons, because there's a lot of reasons we do things, but that could be one of the reasons why the process is always aborted, because there's no honesty, there's no integrity with ourselves. The process is important, guys. It is very important. Take it from someone who has overcome depression and all sorts of things that mentally tormented me. The process is important. If I had skipped the process, there would be no best-selling life coach, counselor, LaToya Nicole right now. She wouldn't be. She'd be walking around here with all of that in her, but I didn't get it. I didn't tap in so that it could come out, because I avoided the process. Processes bring out the best in us. They do. Processes don't feel like they bring out the best, but processes bring out the best in us. And they are very, very important. So if you heard nothing I said during this 10-minute live, understand they bring out the best in us, because we are gifted. We have great things going for us, but we have to make sure we're building on a good foundation. Because if your mindset is out of whack and then you skip all over that process to go straight to something else because you're ready to get it. I want it and I want it now. That instant gratification culture that we have going on right now, what could possibly happen is somewhere down the line, that thing could possibly crumble. Because if you hadn't dealt with your mindset, let's, for an example, someone who hasn't dealt with their traumas, you haven't even started. And now you're building a business, you're doing this and you're doing that. And I'm so great, I'm so this, I'm so that. But then somewhere down the line in your business, you get a customer that calls you out on your stuff. And then that in turn triggers you negatively. and you respond negatively, and now you just hurt your business because you can't take constructive criticism, because you probably had someone in your past putting you down all the time, which is traumatizing. If somebody is always putting you down and you internalize that thing. So now when someone actually has a valid complaint against you, it triggers you and your mind goes down all the way back to whomever that was that put you down continuously. So you're not even seeing the fact that you made a business error. You're just seeing, and that customer's face don't even look like the customer's face to you at this point. It looks like the person who put you down a lot when you were younger. That's who the customer looks like to you at this point. So you respond in a way that you should not be responding as a business owner. So now that customer has blasted you all over the internet, and now your business is suffering because you built on a faulty foundation. That's just a small example. There are more. Trust me. I was just thinking of something really small and quick that I could tell you. But yeah, you had traumas with money growing up. Now you're in business. And every time you look around, you got to parade around and tell everybody how much you spent on something. People like me are discerning. I can see where that's coming from, because you built on that faulty foundation and you didn't heal yourself where it comes to money. So now you're parading around here telling people things that they don't need to know. And then you can end up in a situation where you're getting bamboozled, because now you're drawing people to you that don't care nothing about you. They just want your money. They're just getting close to you for your money and your resources. It is what it is. But this is why skipping the process is not good. This is why aborting the process is not good. There is a process. Process it. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Hope something I said helped someone. If you would like to contact me, you can do so by emailing me at latoyanicole@solocoaching.net, or you can follow me on my Facebook pages. I have author Latoya Nicole, I have Latoya Nicole, and then my business page is Solo Coaching and Consulting. You guys have an amazing day.